What's up, y'all? So I'm eating lunch real quick. I'm just going right. I'm just gonna call it how it is. So I asked the Lord, and it's a mukbang, right? I asked the Lord. I think it was 2023. I said, Lord, I need to know all the ins and outs about women, right? Give me wisdom on women, right? So I can help your children and so that I can just help myself, right? And I forgot I prayed that. And remember, I give the message that needs to be said. I ain't doing this for clicks and views, right? So I know what I'm about to say might not be the sexiest gospel, but it's what you need to hear. Especially if you a dude, right? We got P3. We got Uncrustables. And I already crushed one. Then we got Smart Water, because I'm smart. I'm fearfully wonderfully made. And then we got another Smart Water. I'm not just smart, I'm extremely smart. Smarter than Einstein, right? Smarter than Einstein. You understand? Here's the message. And look, oftentimes I preach about things that I've gone through myself. So don't take my videos all the time as me being, right? Don't take my videos ever as me being self-righteous. And often realize that oftentimes what I'm telling you to stop doing or what I'm telling you that you need to work on is something that I had to work on or stop doing myself. Now we know Romans 7, and we know that the flesh is waging war against the spirit. Spirit is willing, flesh is weak. Y'all know all them verses, right? So I'm not demanding perfection out of anybody. But I will tell you what your proper conduct should be. Right? I feel like the Lord showed me, he said, Corey, my children, especially my sons, watch this. I'm trying to say it in a way they are borderline idolizing women. And look, I struggled with this. 2023, it was bad, right? It was bad. I was almost obsessing over marriage, obsessing over having a girlfriend, obsessing over a girl that on social media that was famous and she couldn't even see my DM, but I want her so badly. And God had to work on me. So now I can make this video. So many men and I'm trying to, oh my God. She ain't Jesus, bro. That's what I'm trying to get at. Whether she's your god dog and girlfriend or not, wife or not, she ain't Jesus, right? How many Christian men get saved, everything's good, then they start obsessing over marriage, right? To the point where they can't even be content no more because they just want a wife and want to have sex so badly. And you can say all you want, it's not about the sex. It's not just about the sex. But if we take the vagina away from these girls, y'all dudes wouldn't be tripping, right? Y'all wouldn't. Let's keep 100. Y'all wouldn't be tripping. If it was just like, if girls looked the same way, but they didn't have nothing they didn't have no vagina or no, y'all know what I'm talking about. One way to have sex with them, y'all wouldn't be tripping over these girls. So what are you really obsessing over? Sex. Yes, you are. Let's call it what it is, right? Stop. And you know what's gonna happen to you if you marry out of desperation, which is what I'm finding a lot of dudes are doing, right? If you marry out of desperation and obsession about sex, right? What's gonna happen to you is you're gonna finally do it, get married, start having sex, and then it's gonna hit you. Oh shoot, this is not the answer. Yeah, because it ain't Jesus. Of course it ain't gonna be the answer. And I get it. Look, I know it can be hard, bro. Could these girls be good, bro? Yeah, especially until 25, bro. It seems like these girls evolving, right? The booty, the base getting bigger, the chest getting bigger, the makeup getting better. Y'all know how it is, right? So I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying acknowledge the truth, though. Y'all got maybe if somebody came on here and told you the truth about what's really going on. Like if I took a car into the car dealership, right? Matter of fact, let me not even say that. If you went into a tutoring session, this is a better example. If you went into a tutoring session and you needed to get, and there was just one thing you couldn't get from this math problem you were trying, right? If you came in that joint and didn't tell the teacher, I need help with this section, or I need help with, she's not gonna know what to help you with. She'll be like, what, you want to relearn the whole course? Like, what? Tell me what you need help. What I'm trying to paint the picture of is, this is why I'm addressing the issue that pretty much every man I've come across is dealing with, right? And you can put a name, you can say lust, but I think if we rename it, it will really cause people to look at it in a light that will make them take it more seriously. Like, it's not, I don't want to call it just, oh, I have a problem with lust. No. Let's call it what it is. People are obsessed with the idea of sex, bro. Yes. Yes, you are. Like I said, if we take the vagina and if we take if vaginas were removed, it's a mature video. He said, "You're gonna be a eunuch." So my friend just texted me because you know what I told him? I said, I think I'll be sick. I think I'm done with these girls. Hey, look, I'm not saying, right? No, I'm not saying having a wife is bad, but just me personally, that's on the video though. I just feel like what I'm called to do, I'm gonna be single, right? But listen, if you take the ability to have sex away from these girls, if we remove their vagina, let's keep it. Then y'all wouldn't be tripping on these girls no more. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. And if you're gonna lie and say, yeah, it's not just about it, then you lie. You know, right? It's about the sex, right? Yes. That's why if there's a transgender dude that don't got a vagina, but he got fake boobies and makeup and long hair, y'all dudes be like, I ain't attracted. But y'all know that how these transgender dudes in 2025, they can fool you. They can make you can really think Don't let you be a little tipsy, son, because you might actually think that you having sex with a girl. You having sex with a whole dude, right? And what I'm trying to show you is, so I had a hat on, my hairline looking, it look okay. But you get what I'm saying? So it's really about the sex, right? Let's call it what it is. Men are obsessing over the idea of sex, right? And it's not just the men, it's a woman too, but I'm addressing the men right now. Because, you know, bro, these girls are hindering me. It's happening to me personally. Thank you, Jesus. I'm getting over it, right? Finally. God had to work on me, right? That's why sometimes you gotta pray, Lord, anything that right, take it out of me, right? Wait, you know my heart better than I do. You know what I'm going through. You know my bad habits. You know my vices. You know where I struggle. You know how my mind's thinking the wrong way. You know what I'm. Take it out of me, even if it take years, right? So many Christian men are right. Their performance for Christ is getting hindered, negatively affected, however you want to say it, by women. Not saying it's the women's fault all the time, but we're battle flesh and blood anyways, right? But, right, it's on the dude because the dude don't got enough self-control a lot of the time. We read about David Bathsheba, we read about Solomon and the foreign women. We read about, right? Now that was that family, that was David and his son, right? But those are two big examples of how you might think it's a small thing right now, but don't let the devil. Now I know I'm not preaching. Remember, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not preaching perfection. But this is the issue. Men, we need to stop obsessing over sex, right? Stop. And I got Bible that's going to expose it, right? I always do. That's how you know I ain't just preaching, right? Ooh, I forgot my laptop. But I'll put it in the description. Proverbs, I think it's 27:26. It might be 27:20. I think it's 27:26 though. You know what it says? Just as death and destruction are never satisfied. Listen to this. So is human desire never satisfied. You might say, Corey, how does this relate? Because what is sex? For a lot of men, a human desire, right? And the reason why a lot of men be obsessing over marriage, obsessing over a girlfriend, obsessing over a wife, and I've done the same thing, so I'm not trying to say I'm better than you. I'm saying let's get better, right? The reason why a lot of men are doing that is because they're thinking that human desire is going to be the answer to their issue. But what's going to happen is, this is why God had to tell people don't commit adultery, right? Because if God didn't tell men that, you know what men would do? They get one wife, they'd have sex with her, then they'd be looking at other women and they'd be like, well, why not just mix it up? Why? Because human desire is never satisfied. If you getting married thinking, oh, when I just am able to have sex with my wife, I'm gonna be good. That's all I need, Lord. Everything good, I just need that wife. You know how many dudes walking around every day like that? I've been there, right? But you know how many dudes? Walking around with the hard posture of just waiting for my wife, just waiting. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Y'all remember that movie? Are we there yet? Did it have Ice Cube in it? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there? God looking at you like, what do you mean, are we there yet? I thought we was already there when I came and saved you. Well, now you're looking at these girls talking about, are we there yet? Like I ain't give you enough, right? It's high-key disrespectful to God, right? Because what you're really doing is acting like he ain't enough, right? When you obsess and have the are we there yet heart posture with marriage, finding a girl. Like I said, I've been here, so I'm not trying to condemn you. I'm trying to say, I'm calling it for what it is, though. This is the truth. Are we there yet? And look, these girls ain't gonna come on here and tell you this. Stop focusing on us so much. You can't rely. You can't. I'm not. Maybe they will. Maybe some will. But I'm saying, right? You can't be relying on no girl to come up to text you talking about, hey, you obsessing over me. Hey, you focusing on marriage too much. No. These girls ain't gonna. Come on, let's keep. A lot of these girls deep down like the fact that y'all be head over heels for them. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, right? And you know the devil playing on that, because really, the girl might not be working for the devil, but the devil can play on your, right, weakness. Y'all remember Samson? Another example in the Bible of how the girl contributed to him taking a big L, right? I'm like, Lord, I don't want it to be me, bro. I ain't gonna let no get. Oh my God. Fake lashes, Maybelline makeup, foundation, right? I ain't gonna let no get. I ain't trying to say anything bad about girls. I'm not trying to say, they just. But I ain't gonna let no get. That ain't gonna be. That ain't gonna take me out. They're going to come with more than that. They're a girl, right? But sadly, they beat a girl out of town. That's crazy, right? Why is that? Remember, the Bible says that God made woman for man, right? And that woman is man's glory, and that man is God's glory, right? I'll put that verse in the description. I might have said that wrong, but it's in the description right now. Pretty sure I said it right. So if you look at the definition of glory, what is that verse saying, right? Let's not even focus on the glory part. Let's just focus on the first part. God made woman for man. God crafted women, right? Trying to craft it in a way that we like, that we like, right? But guess what? Just like anything else, hey, I like this peanut butter and jelly, but I ain't gonna let it y'all know the Bible verse that says, right? I will not be mastered by anything. And don't get me started on this masturbation. Because not only are these girls kill you with your obsession over sex, but you know what else is killing y'all? That Pornhub. Oh, I ain't perfect. I know, bro. No, the door closed. You by yourself in your room. Lights off. Nobody looking. It's just one time. I just want to see some. I just want to see boobies one time. I know how it be, right? I know how it be. But it's killing you. It's killing y'all, right? A lot of y'all dudes got erectile dysfunction, right? Ain't gonna tell nobody about it. Why? Because you don't drill your head with overstimulation of porn, right? That's psychological. You know what it's called? Porn-induced ED, right? Bro, I had that when I was in the world, because you know what I was doing? Drugs and Pornhub every day, right? In the mix of those two, I had really bad, when I was like, bro, it was bad when I was like 17, right? Yeah, bro. So you over here 20-something, won't stop watching porn? I ain't saying perfection, I'm saying, what's the word? Get it under control. Tame that thing. It's okay. If you mess up, okay, but don't be over here every night. Not even trying to fight nothing, right? That's why I love the story. Hold on. These girls ain't Jesus, right? That's why I love the story of Samson, right? I don't think it's a coincidence that the strongest man in the Bible physically, other than Jesus, right? Because he could do anything. But other than Jesus, right, who was God in the flesh, that the strongest man in the Bible got taken out by what? A little girl? Not a little girl. Because remember, Always make sure she, right, of age. Please. I don't know who needed to hear that, right? Oh yeah, 2025, you might be scrolling through Instagram, you see a girl, she 13, she look like she 18. 2025? Yeah. And you gonna slide in the DM, brrr. You think she 18, she over here sending you selfies. Don't let her start sending you more, cause you might be like, dick. Yeah, with the god dog and cell, the jail cell in front of you, boom, because you got caught, right? She sending you all these naked pictures you don't even know. She 13, right? I've seen some 14-year-olds that when they told me they was 14, I said, wait, you what? That's dangerous. You better put that in your bio. I'm 14. But like I said, all the time the girl ain't gonna do the right thing all the time, right? Not all the time, but the girl, you can't rely on a girl to put I'm 14 on bio. You can't rely on a girl to say stop obsessing over me. You can't rely on a girl to DM you and say, hey, don't watch that porn tonight. No, don't watch. You can't rely on a porn star to DM you talking about, hey, I know I made a porn video, but you shouldn't watch it tonight. No, we gotta be strong, right? And maybe that's why God got me doing this, right? Cause somebody gonna. Hey, I know most people use Instagram like on some, look at my fit, look at my new girlfriend, look at, it's my birthday, we popping bottles, look at me playing basketball. I ain't saying nothing wrong with playing basketball, but maybe God had to use somebody who's gonna come on here and tell you 50 times a day, this is what the Bible says. Cause I know y'all be on this app all day, y'all don't stop, right? No, I'm joking, hopefully not. And I know it seems like I be on Instagram a lot, but no, I just post on here, right? I don't be on here just, like sometimes I'll go and look at other stuff, and it'll be Christian stuff most of the time, right? Samson, the strongest man. This dude was so strong, he was pulling down city gates and putting them on his back. I'll put it in the description. This dude pulled out city gates, like the gates of the city, and carried them joints on his back. I'm like, who is this dude? Ray Lewis? This dude must have been goddamn Ray Lewis or something, right? You carrying the city gates on your back, and you got taken out by some what? A pair of boobies and a Gucci. Dang, that thing must have been powerful. It's only as powerful as you let it be. That's what I'm trying to give you the message of. The lust, the sexual obsession, the sexual desire, whatever you want to call it, is only as powerful as you let it be. I'm preaching. Right or wrong? So I'm here to submit to you today. You gonna try to do what Paul says and not let anything master you, including sexual addiction or obsession or lust or whatever you want to call it, or girls. How you gonna be the leader of the house? Man of God. Let me start. And you still letting the coochie control your mind. You gonna be looking just like Samson, right? Or you gonna be looking like David, right? God said, oh, now look, there's debate on whether God gave him the punishment he gave because he killed Uriah too, right? Because y'all know he killed somebody and committed adultery. So that might have been why God gave him such a large punishment, because he did both, right? But regardless, him sleeping with Bathsheba, if he wouldn't have did that, he wouldn't even ended up killing nobody. So it really was because of the girl, right? And how he couldn't have self-control, right? Solomon ended up doing idolatry because he didn't have self-control with women, right? And he married the people he wasn't supposed to marry. And the only reason why he married the people he wasn't supposed to... Let me stop. Now, I'm pretty sure he married them women out of lust, right? And I think it was because of, like, power. Because he was trying to, like, marry, like, Pharaoh's daughter and stuff, right? I'll put it in the description, right? But, I mean, lust definitely probably has something to do with it, too. He was probably looking at Pharaoh's daughter like, God, dog, you know, they say everything bigger in Egypt. Everything bigger in Egypt. Let me stop, right? They say everything bigger in Egypt. It's not lying, right? Hey, I look at that. I know how it be, right? But this was the wisest man in the Bible other than Jesus, supposedly. Some believe, right? So the strongest man in the Bible, the wisest man in the Bible, and the man after God's own heart all got done over by a pair of boobies and some coochie. Do you see a trend? This is serious, right? That's three powerhouses, right? A man of the God's own heart, the wisest man, and the strongest man in the Bible, right? Two of them was kings, bro. Y'all know it's speaking facts. Y'all know that's deep, right? That's why I like my brother Paul. Because, you know, Paul said, ain't no girl gonna get me. Boy, matter of fact, I'm gonna be single. Not only am I gonna let a girl not get one over on me, and let the devil use a girl to get one over on me, I'm not even gonna be I don't even need one. It's Jesus over everything, right? You wanna read about a man that controlled? I mean, it's not like Paul. Come on, bro. It's not like Paul was an alien. They do probably have sexual desires and stuff too, right? But he's a prime example of how it is possible. My gosh. And you know what I found? This is just my opinion from personal experience, right? Let me stop. Because I was about to get super deep, but I said, no, let me just keep it biblical, right? I'm gonna give you God's message, right? Paul, right? I'm not saying David, Samson, and Solomon is just worse than Paul, and just Paul is just the best guy, no. But I'm saying he's a prime example of what it looks like. And that it is possible to not let sexual desire master you, right? He said, I don't even need to have no sex, bro. He said, Jesus over everything. You don't think Paul could have? Just like me. I ain't got no girl, I'm single, right? But if I wanted to, I told you about how I used to be in 2020, right? All I'd had to do is delete my page, delete my other Christian page, delete all my Christian music, and start being worldly again. And look how many bodies I be catching out here, especially at TTU, Texas Tech. But there's 25,000 baddies walking around here every year, right? If I wanted to, I could be catching 100 bodies a god dog a month. Because, 2025, these girls ain't got no god dogging. They had sex with any dude, right? A lot of these girls, right? Oh, don't let you have the money bag. They'll bust down for you first date. First god dogging day they meet you. I ain't trying to condemn girls. I'm saying this is how easy it would be, right? For me to take that route, right? See, God knew to send me here to do this, right? Because a lot of dudes wouldn't be able to survive. It's been 3 years, right? I ain't trying to brag, but I ain't said to nobody here. Still strong, still posting about Jesus, still reading my Bible, still evangelizing, still, right? So don't give me that, oh, it's too hard, I can't do it. Don't give me that. You think it's hard, right? To not fornicate? Like I said, come to school at Texas State University in the fall. Let's see if you can make it 1 month. If you a fornicator, you won't be able to make it 1 month, right? Hopefully, if you a man, somebody who got discipline, have decided, okay, I'm choosing Jesus, right? Hopefully, y'all will be able to make it, right? I know people who've made it. I'm friends with some of them, right? But God, dog. He knew to send me here, right? At the proper time, right? Because if he would have sent me here in 2020, I wouldn't be posting about no Jesus. And I probably would have been playing on a football basketball team because I was that good, right? Before I had to go to rehab, right? So then the girls would have been targeting me for real. Because, they love the athlete. Especially for one night. Oh, yeah, they love the running back, the point guard. Oh, yeah, for a little one night stand. Oh, yeah, that they favorite. That's like the number one at Chick-fil-A. That's the go-to. The running back, the wide receiver, the point guard. Yeah. Boy, I would have been rotating I would have been rotating 3 girls a week here, right? If God would have sent me in 2020, right? With the mindset I had, right? Okay, so what's the theme of the video, right? Y'all have heard Philip Anthony Mitchell, right? Or any other pastor, don't matter who it is. Y'all have heard them say deal aggressively with sin, right? And I'm here to break it to you, obsession over sex or lust or whatever you want to call it, that counts as sin. You might not be fornicating every night. But if you find yourself obsessing over girls, a girl, sex, all the above, it's kind of the same thing. Because like I said, if we take the ability to have sex away from these girls, if we take away their vagina, I'm keeping it PG. I mean, I'm keeping it real though. If we take away the vagina and you couldn't have sex with the girl, dudes wouldn't be tripping over these girls like that, right? Because they'd be like, okay, you pretty, but... And they wouldn't even, it's like biological that, anyways. It is sin, right? Sex ain't sin. Obsessing over it is. And your excuse can be, well, I just, right? There's no excuse to right? To put anything in God's place, right? Or, watch this, even remotely close. You might not say, if somebody asks a lot of these dudes, do you idolize women? They say no, right? The Christian guys will say, no, I don't. But the way you act, I've been there, right? But the way you acting, you right on the line, if not crossing it, of idolizing women, right? You over here mad at God, can't even enjoy the stuff he's already given you. Because you over here mad, you ain't answered one prayer about a girl. Boy, you still working at McDonald's talking about, let me stop. Because look, I used to think I used to think that you had to be financially at a certain place to get married, but in reality, you don't, right? Technically, you don't. The slaves used to get married when they were back in the 1800s, bro. 1700s, yeah. The slaves, they would put a broom down, and slaves would get married, right? And don't forget, slavery happened. All right. Is that girl God? Okay, so stop treating her like she is. And I keep saying this because I want to emphasize to you. Let's end the video.